Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars review. So today we're looking at the only other set that LEGO has released thus far for the Bad Batch, that being set number 75323, the Justifier. This set includes 1,022 pieces for the ridiculous price of $169.99 when it released on August 1st of 2022. Now I didn't get this on release because that price point is just ridiculous for what you get in here. I mean, at the time, 3 exclusive minifigures, 2 repeats, decent figure selection, but still, for the price that you're paying for this set, there really should have been more minifigures. I'm really interested to see how this build holds up for the price point, but as you can see from the front of the box, I did end up paying $85 at Walmart on clearance, practically 50% off. So happy that I held off on this set. I know that it was like $100 at one point on Walmart.com. Really happy I didn't buy it then because this is definitely a better deal and probably how much this set really should have costed considering what you get. Looking at the box art design, you get that dark red strip and some of your Bad Batch members down below. Looks like we have Camino maybe as our background. Can't really tell. I know this is someplace probably from the show in which this ship premiered in an episode. To be honest, I don't even know how this set came to be because this is just such an odd choice for LEGO to make this price point of a set for, considering this has really only showed up in like one episode. Spinning to the back of the box, you get an alternate view of your vehicle, your minifigures interacting, as well as some of the features and our interior for the build. Included in the box are a total of 6 numbered bags, each featuring 2 bags apiece, a loose plate piece, as well as your folder containing both your sticker sheet and instruction manual. Sticker sheet featuring decals to apply to the vehicle build. Instructions feature the same ugly render style that was just starting out at the time. Wind robot from the backside. Quick advertisement for some of the sets released during the time period. I do have reviews up for a lot of these actually, which is surprising. The only 2 that I don't have reviews for are these 2 and I guess the Andor one. To start off our minifigure selection, we have Hunter, who originated in the Bad Batch shuttle the previous year in 2021. This figure is amazing. Love the printing from the very bottom of the feet up to the belt piece up to the torso and just the shine to this figure using the full gunmetal gray and a little bit of black here and there. Get the back printing as well. 1 knife for the accessory. Facial expression. Exclusive to this figure. Same flesh tone color as you'll find on other clones, though you get that face paint from the front side. LEGO was also kind enough to include a hairpiece, which happens to cover up really the part of the headband that you would want to see on this figure, which is a little annoying. I really wish that they made a brand new hairpiece for his minifigure, but oh well. You also get a double-sided facial expression, one with an unhappy look, scowl from the back side, which also works with that hairpiece. Helmet will be the one without the helmet holes there because LEGO didn't make helmet holes as of the point of this set, even though they did have a set with helmet holes released that summer wave, so it is really interesting to see how this all worked out and everything, but as a whole, not a bad figure. Really, my only complaint is the facial expression and hairpiece not really working together. One of the main draws of this set when it released was getting OMEEEGA, though she'll actually be appearing in the 2023 Advent calendar, which is so much better than paying the $170 to get her in this set. I still think she's a really great figure though. We get arm printing, which is just something that I wasn't expecting on this figure. Front and back torso printing, brand new facial expression, which is double-sided, one with a smirk, and from the other side, an confused look. And we get a recolor of the Harry Potter hairpiece from 2018 in tan, which is amazing to see that tan hairpieces still exist. I didn't think that they still existed, but here we are, we get tan hairpiece. Really love to see when LEGO includes those. And we also have the short legs because OMEEEGA is short, and handcuffs because she's being taken by Cad Bane. Speaking of Cad Bane, this is the sole reason, well, I guess other than Todo 360, to buy this set if you're going for just the minifigures, and my oh my, LEGO, you did such an amazing job on Cad Bane. Like, the printing on this figure is amazing. I mean, maybe some side leg printing would have been nice to see here, but, you know, still, I think LEGO really did a wonderful job. You get a brand new mold for that, like, sort of like breathing tube thing that he has for his head, which I'm really excited to actually try that out on one of the 2011 Cad Bane figures. I think that would be really interesting to see how it looks on one of those. And we also get a brand new hat mold, which is, like, again, really cool to see. Looks a lot less oversized than the one that we see on the other Cad Bane figure. 2 guns for the accessory, and again, you get the printing from front and back of the torso. I'll remove that under the neck accessory, so you can take a better look at that. Shiny. And the under the neck accessory being a soft plastic, so you can mess around with it and it won't break. Bounty Hunter Fennec Shand also appears within this set with her helmet and hairpiece, like in the Imperial Light Cruiser, which I was going to review, but I ended up selling the build for that for $100, which was a great profit on top of keeping the minifigures. She comes with 2 accessories, one being a gun, and then the other one being a suitcase, which I didn't really realize when building the set at first. Really interesting accessory. It's kind of like she's going off to work or something, but I was actually told that this is supposed to contain some Camino samples of some type. I don't know. Printing on this figure is also really amazing. Love that we get arm printing on this figure. Yet another just amazing thing to see in this set. For the price that you're paying, the minifigures aren't skimping out, which I appreciate. One thing that I do wish I could change about this figure is really just the hairpiece, because I don't really think this hairpiece fits her minifigure. I don't know if it's an exclusive mold or not. I believe we've seen it from LEGO Marvel. Facial expression is double-sided, one with a kind of smirk and then another smirk from the other side. We get an accessory hole from the top of the hairpiece, because, you know, LEGO loves to put accessories in hairpieces, mostly for LEGO friends. And speaking of the helmet mold, which is brand new as of the first appearance of Fennec Shand, I believe, is dual molded, and I love it. It's a great, great mold. And finally, to finish us off, I never imagined that we would get this little guy in LEGO form, but it just really makes me so happy to see him. We have Todo 360. Backside of the mold looks ugly, but, you know, you get what you want from the front side, and even exclusive prints, which is more than what LEGO would have done if they released this character years ago. The anti-stud from the bottom, so you can stand him on studs. Just amazing. Really happy to get this character in LEGO form. This thing is one behemoth of a build. My gosh, this thing is so large, and where the heck am I going to put this now that I have it? That is my biggest question. First things first, we get a small side build accessory of some just grass terrain area and little plant sort of thingy, or this might actually represent that doll that's for Wrecker, I don't know. We get some storage crates which all have stickers on the top of them, and also this extra little thingy, not sure what it is, but you know, nice little side build I guess to set the scene, even though really all we would want is this ship here, and there isn't a lot of interior in this thing. That's one thing that I guess some people might have liked to have seen some more interior, because really it's just like this front part right there, but as a whole, just the exterior of this thing, it looks stunning. I really love just how this thing turned out. There's a few stickers from the outside, as you can see on that slope piece and over here, and even from the very front of the cockpit area here, we get some stickers on like the windshield pieces. As with any other LEGO Star Wars set, I gotta adjust that. There you go. We have rapid fire shooters, and if you don't know how those work at this point, all I gotta do is press down here, and it shoots off into the distance, never to be found again. And I believe if you lift up these wings here that you'll get an extra one if you misplace it. Same thing goes for the other side, which it works the same exact way. One thing I have to appreciate, even though we do happen to get these rapid fire shooters, is that LEGO was also kind enough to include some pretend guns on this build. I really love when LEGO does that. It's something that they don't really do very often anymore, because they either just put stud shooters or they just put these ugly green things from the side. Engines, very small, but really this big back portion makes up for the whole thing, kind of. I also think the greebling on this thing is really interesting. I like how they include these extra little details just to make the building experience not just a bunch of panels and just the way that they were able to make these panels look around the ship. I really like how this set turned out, even though it's just something that we've seen before from LEGO Star Wars, lots of light gray, dark gray, black being put together into a giant ship build. Though I guess the shaping for this thing is kind of unique, building on the side from the front here, which looks really nice. I love how that looks from the front of this build. In order to access the interior for this set, all you gotta do is lift up this front portion here, where you can take a closer look at the stickers from each side of these slope pieces. One thing I don't like about this interior is that there are loose accessories in here inside these little storage crates. We get a lightsaber, or at least I'm pretty sure this should be something else, not a lightsaber. It is kind of weird that they have that in there. And the two other accessories are for these little comms, which are represented by these 1x1 tile prints. You get one that's atop these silvery studs, and then you have one that isn't, which I might have dropped and lost down below my table. Anyways, you can see some of the gear systems from the very, very back. You get this translucent red, which you can actually lift up and remove. This is supposed to represent the little jail cell to hold OMEEEGA. So you can put OMEEEGA right there and plop this right back down. Works to great effect. Very nice little red force field. You get a seat for Cad Bane. Some of these printed cheese slope pieces, which we have seen before. So you can put Cad Bane right there. Put his legs right between the little leg separators and lean him back a little bit. There you go. You can actually see him through the front of the cockpit. Kind of. It's a little obscure from the side. Other than that, I do suppose that there is enough room in there to stand around some other minifigures. Like if you want to put Fennec in here, you can just stand her right there. And to close this thing back up, you can just slide this right back into place. Now you may notice with this back part lifted up that we don't have landing gear, because it's actually supposed to have the landing gear when you bring it down like this. So this is actually how this thing is supposed to look when in its landing position. There you go. You can see the little skis from the very bottom. And you can retract these by lifting this back part up. And they hide very nice and easily underneath the model. Here's a look at the foundation with all the giant plate pieces. And you can see some of the different gear systems and how this all works together. With this very back portion here, which you can bring up and down to bring the skis down, and you also get a ski from the very back here, which I guess also helps with the landing gear portion, kind of. You can see the engines from the back of this thing, which looks so much better, and I also really love the building techniques here and just like how they made these side portions look really nice. You also have some, I don't know if these are illegal building techniques or not, but for like the very top of this thing, they have these triangular tile pieces in between the studs, which is really interesting. I never really saw LEGO use this technique before. It does do its job and make it look unique, but again, it's just not something that I would have expected LEGO to do, because it's not something that they normally would do for a set. And the final thing that I wanted to show from the very bottom, which you may have spotted before, is that we do happen to get this little latch which you can bring up and down to reveal somewhat more interior space, kind of like a little hole for OMEEEGA to escape from, maybe? I don't really know. It is kind of weird what they did there, but I guess it works, kind of, or it might just be there for show, but I consider this maybe a little escape route for OMEEEGA, because she can actually just go right through that little hole there, even if Cad Bane doesn't notice. It's just really weird. So overall, for $170, is this set worth it? Well, if you can get this any cheaper, I definitely recommend getting this set as cheap as you possibly can, because $170 for this thing I don't really think is worth it as far as like the size of it goes, and the minifigures are fairly detailed. I guess that justifies the price and justifies Justifier. But really, if LEGO was making you pay that price, I feel like they should have at least included the whole Bad Batch crew again on top of this minifigure selection. I think that would have justified the price. It really comes down to, did you enjoy the Bad Batch enough that you are willing to spend that kind of money on this set, or did you just not really care about the Bad Batch? Which I honestly didn't really care about the Bad Batch. I really just wanted the minifigures from this set just because, you know, those 3 figures alone really make this worth it, in my opinion. Not worth the $170, but definitely worth the 80 bucks that I paid for it. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!